sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we see a squad from the Big 12, the UCF Knights, taking on the fourth-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Buckeyes will kick it off to get us underway. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found. At the 23. The offense lining up for a first down play. To the ground with the back. Getting that push, a pickup of 4 out to the 26.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up, you can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. On the move. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28.
Now that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
3rd down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. Running to the left. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
They make the stop as he gets it inside the 30 to the 28, a gain of 4.
Nice run there on first down. You know, this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get laddered up.
The give to the back. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making a tackle for a loss.
And they don't want to waste this great field position here on 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Howard. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. He's got his man. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. On 4th down, going to the air. Hit as he throws, and the ball goes right to the ground, incomplete.
And they decide to go for it. Decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. The receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They'll run it. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up one. The Knights are in the hurry-up. Quarterback checking off. Looking to pass on second down. He'll throw it. Makes the catch. It's Pittman. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Runs through the tackle. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got it burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Got him looking run, but they're going to throw it. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Brown will throw it. Finds the tight end. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. They'd hoped to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
On 4th down, they'll run it, looking for the first. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
And how about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Line gets set, first down. Using his legs, it's Henderson. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Here's the handoff. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Well, you see a great individual effort there that time, and you can see the skills this guy has, and he just reminds me sometimes of the great Ohio State backs we've seen in the past, right? You think of Archie Griffin and his 2 Heisman trophies, Ezekiel.
And he's running in the open. The 10. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he finished things off racing 53 yards for 6. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
They'll running to the right. They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34. A third down try for the offense. Brown wants to pass. The throw. It falls incomplete, and will change into the field to get things started back up. This offense has failed on its previous 2 fourth-down attempts, but they need to keep this drive alive. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. The offense hasn't been able to get it done on 4th down. 0 for 2 so far. They'll try to turn that around here. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. The completion well past the sticks. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were. Because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Right down the middle. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Snagged in the middle. It's Pittman. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. The Knights want to pick up the tempo. On 4th down, looking to pass. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the first down. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it. Now a fresh set of downs.
Looking for room, it's Boone. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. The give to the right. A run up the middle is stuffed for no gain.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up there.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down. The Knights come to the line with a new set of downs. To the ground, he's got it again. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. And after the extra point was good, it's even Steven here in the 2nd quarter. All tied up, just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Ballard. Stopped at the 26, brought it out in the end zone, picked up an extra yard. to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points.
Open runway ahead. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're getting this guy lathered up, and he could not get loose on the run.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Pocket starts to collapse. Oh, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He's at the 10. Touchdown, UCF! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
The number one job in defending a quarterback is making him feel uncomfortable, physically hitting him. Nice job by the defense with the pressure. The hit on the quarterback forces the INT. And then Oski, as soon as you catch that thing, everybody start blocking, get to the near sideline, take that thing back to the house.
He'll bring it out. It's Ballard. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Running back searching for a hole. Got room at the 35. You're not getting him on the ground. Still on his feet. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. They'll ride the hot hand. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You see all this movement in football now. All the stem, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard in this one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Soft spot in the middle. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. Looking for a productive play on first down. From the gun, the ground game. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. Looking for a crease. It's Henderson. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They were unfazed by that earlier fourth down failure and will try for a second time in this one. Try to get it on the ground. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they did tack on the extra point. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive. And it was capped off with an impressive 16-yard run for the score. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points points like this and you've got no momentum, you've got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
It looked like a catch, but they'll say he was out of bounds. They'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. They'll try to run for it. That's a live ball. Oh, the offense very fortunate to fall on that football.
As a defense, you just want to steal some possessions, create some turnovers. You force the fumble. Man, what a break for the offense to fall back on it. Those are moments that you just get a little bit frustrated because it's the luck of a bounce.
So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. The Knights will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Ballard. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Find space on the right. Hit the afterburners, kid. Ripped off a huge sharp play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack.
Looking for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
That defender is lucky on that play because he was beat on that deep route. He's lucky that QB overthrew that one.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got his man downfield. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. The Knights moving quickly to the line.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. Facing a third down and short from the 26. Looking for a crease to the left. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
And they may have caught the defense napping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that third down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of downs.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football in these third down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Brown will throw it. Finds his big tight end. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
The give and the run on 4th down. Still on his feet at the 45. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
I'm not a huge analytics guy, but on 4th and 1, if you're going to get pushed like that from your line, I say go for it every time.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. They'll leave it with him. Oh, he dropped it! No, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it.
Man, what a break. Great job falling on the football. Great job having some awareness. The running back coughed it up, but teammates there to pick him up, fall on the football. Listen, it's lucky, but it's a good job by the offense.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And a great job by the linebacker. You could tell starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
The Knights will try to move the sticks on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it, and they convert. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. The Knights racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Harvey. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the run, it's Boone. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. The give to the left side. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Knights!
Yeah, how about the design of the play? Doing a great job. Get it to your man, your running back, now turn receiver in space, and let him do damage. Let him catch the football. He can do the rest. Be that special player in space that you know he is, and get into the end zone.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Buckeyes standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive. They really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you play a lot of plays, you get worn out. You need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Small game, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him onto the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
The give to the back. At midfield, he's got room. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. The Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
They go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, oh man, and it's a play like that, a tackle by the linebacker that just galvanizes and energizes your entire team. I mean, the sideline even, David, they were going crazy after that.
Everybody goes nuts. And listen, when you have a linebacker that plays physical and downhill like that with bad intentions, that's usually a good starting point for a great defense.
A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
It's the plays like that that are going to end up defining and deciding this game, right? It's tight. Tie game, fourth quarter. Someone is going to step up and make a game-changing play, and the defender did right there.
Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. This could be a real turning point in the game. Ball is loose. They recover their own fumble. How in the world did the offense avoid that disaster? I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
But one thing I do know, Reese, this running back's got to do a better job with ball security. Cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
Leaves it with the running back. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. A touch out of field goal range. They need to pick up yards quickly on third down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
And David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman because it ticks you off. It gets in your head. You know that guy's going to come off and smack you, and you got to do something about it. I think the defense maybe time to start committing more guys to stopping that run, not worrying about the pass as much.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. A field goal attempt from this spot would be 52 yards out. A few yards on third down would make it easier. Going with the ground game left. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short.
Yeah, and I think on that third down and short ball, I honestly think that they thought it was going to be a fourth down situation. Now it's 4th and 2. I think this offense was ready for this opportunity, and I think they're going to go for it right here.
Going for it on fourth down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. They'll try to pick up the first. The Knights are stopped, but not before getting the first down. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Using his legs, it's Harvey. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll go to the ground. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down.
You know a field goal can tie the game right now. You have to at least give yourself a chance to do that. So I don't mind maybe taking some shots, but every time you drop back, you're risking taking a sack. You've got to dial up plays right now, I think, that are high percentage throws. You've got to run the football to at least give yourself an opportunity to push this game into OT.
Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this 3rd and short, they're still thinking touchdown. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. They get the timeout and the clock reads 3 seconds. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And it all comes down to this: make or miss, win or lose. And it is good. Splits the uprights on the chip shot. Looking back on it, this game probably falls precisely into the definition of a trap game. Trap was set, sprung, and the underdogs come up with the win.
And that's why we go, you know what? I don't take your rankings. I'm not worried about your rankings. They don't matter to me. We're going to go out and beat this team. We're better than this team. A lot of times those rankings don't mean a lot to a lot of people, and you can tell it didn't mean a lot to this team, and that's why they came out and pulled the upset.
Absolutely, David. I mean, that's why you play the games. This team knew they had to come out. They were going to have to put their best foot forward in order to get the W. They did just that. They're talented. They're
Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Buckeyes will kick it away to start us off. That is not the way you want to start with the kickoff going out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense getting set for first down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Quickly complete. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. And the Wolverines will hustle to the line. Gonna run it. It's Edwards. Bulls his way forward. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down. See that maze in blue, and you expect throws toward the end zone. It's complete. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
I love it. The offense being aggressive. They're taking a shot. Good job by the QB getting a lot of air under that ball. And how about the receiver and his ability?
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverine. You take advantage of tendencies when you said that opening script, and man, their film study showed up there.
I think the offensive coordinator, it's almost as if he knew what the defense was going to be playing. He knew the personnel. He knew the different looks and coverages and fronts that they were going to see. And that offense, they just chomped up yardage moving down the field to score in that opening series.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. First down here for the offense. They'll test the right side. Pirouettes through. Bringing the heat. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Might as well give it to him again. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. These two first squared off in 1897, and this rivalry is almost like a history of the sport itself.
So much history, so much tradition. I can go back to 2006 when they were 1 and 2 in the country. You know, like these games really matter. The uniforms are clean. The athletes are flowing. There's tons of athletes all over the place. This is always a huge showdown.
And you think about some of the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry. Bo Schembechler at Michigan and Woody Hayes at Ohio State. And it's amazing, in a conference full of trophy games, maybe the greatest rivalry doesn't even have one.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
The Buckeyes may be leaders in the modern game, but this has an old-school, vintage Buckeye feel to it when they move the ball on the ground.
And Ohio State's done it year after year, and it's player after player. But this university recruits at such an elite level. They find dudes, and it's easy to run the football when you've got some dudes.
They'll try the run. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
To the air, it's Howard. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Shoots it to the left. He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ohio State. Ready to try the point after. Right down the middle. 75 yards on the touchdown drive, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. On the run from inside his own 5. Swift through the line. Dynamic on kick returns, and that one puts his offense in business. This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. They'll give it to the back. Turns it on in midfield. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. Now from inside the red zone. Ball in the air. Intercepted. Takes it the other way. The 40. The 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points. And now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? First guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last pick 6 after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. To throw, it's Orji. Fires to the big fella. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down. The Wolverines come to the line in the hurry-up. They're going to run it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They've gotten this thing up and running fast, back and forth. We're inside a minute to play in the first. He's looking for a man on second down. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving out of the pocket. At the 40, there he goes. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Wolverines are on the move. Looking for space. It's Edwards.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Now facing a third and long. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. A shot toward the end zone. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. They want to get this defense on its heels. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Makes the catch. He's got enough. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. From the gun, running back on the move. And a short gain on this run, and that'll bring us to the end of the first.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Ohio State 14, Michigan 7.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. They're going to test the right side with this one. Drives ahead for 3 to the 27-yard line. The colors of the day were maize and blue when Michigan won a close one last year.
It was Ohio State leaving the stadium feeling blue after that one, too. The way that Michigan enforced their will late in that game. They were the most physical team when they needed to be, and David, they're going to have to do that again to pull out this W.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're the coach at Ohio State and you won every game on your schedule.
Got enough space, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. An impressive, long, methodical, meticulous drive ends in points.
They just matriculated the ball down the field, didn't they, Reese? So impressive. Didn't see a lot of explosive plays, but how about the execution? Running and throwing the football. Wow.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth. I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
They come to the line facing third and long from the 25. To the air, it's Howard. Looking left. Fires into traffic, picked off. Looking for more room. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Wolverine. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I show you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5. And the Buckeyes want to crank the tempo. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
It's really early in the game right now, and if it's 4th and short, 4th and medium, maybe I see going for it, certainly. But 4th and long, that's a situation I think you got to punt and just let the game play out. Trust your defense a little bit more.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
And he runs through 1 tackle and picks up a few. Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a second time. Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Michigan!
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. Fair catch, called for and made. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The inside handoff. At the 35, he's got room. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Trying to get to it. And the quarterback is snowed under.
Defensive linemen live to get after the quarterback, to get sacks, to get by those big hog mollies up front on the offensive line and say, you taste dirt.
Back to pass, it's Howard. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. The Buckeyes want to move quickly. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
And they can't connect. A costly turnover on down.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
Right back to the well. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Leaves it with the back. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops. This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, first and goal, a chance to... And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Coming out with it, it's Ballard. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also...
He's got it downfield for a huge gain. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. Comes out throwing on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Scott. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. They keep count of their number of explosive plays, and that last one has them set up first and 10 at the 19. They're looking to pass from the red zone. They're bringing heat. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. There's a timeout call as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Back to pass, it's Howard. Fires to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, it was a good throw, it was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Fires to the middle. He makes a catch. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land.
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but build some momentum. Maybe this second half we keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
On the move from inside his 5. Still on his feet. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. To the air on first down. Still looking on the move. That's caught. It's Edwards. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the right. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. At midfield, he's got room. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. The Wolverines getting set on first and 10. Looking to move it through the air. He's going for it all. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime.
Michigan 35, Ohio State 21.
Kickoff and kickoff return teams on the field, and we are just about ready to go in the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They put points on the board in the first half, but still find themselves in a hole.
And if I'm this offense, man, I'm not trying to change anything. I scored a bunch of points. I've been successful. Jesse, the defense has to catch up here in the second half.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have to start making plays, but you can only control what you can control. So for the offense, go out, do your job, trusting that your defense is going to make a play.
They're going to go right back to him on first down.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Back to throw, it's Howard. Moves around to clear up the vision. And that play just never got started as he's run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so the QB scrambled, went out of bounds. It counts as a sack because it's a loss on the play. You know what I did as a defensive lineman, guys? I chased him and tried to be the first one and the closest one near him. Because guess who gets the sack? Yep, that guy.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
Runs through a tackle. On the move at the 30. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that now.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And they take it in for 6 more points. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And they finished it with a beautiful 15-yard run for the score. And he's coming out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They'll keep it on the ground to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Wolverines in the hurry-up.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
This offense has a little room and a fresh set of downs at the 23.
And those little chunks keep annoying the crud out of you when they're on defense. It's just putting them in easy situations, chewing up 4 to 6 yards at a pop like that. Puts you in a bad situation as a defensive coordinator. What do I call? Either way, priority number 1, you got to stop the run.
The Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. They'll give it to him again. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Takes the handoff, and he's going right. Powers through the defender. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy, but he's got a head of steam. Boy, he is hard to bring down.
And the Wolverines will line it up on 1st and 10. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
Got some work to do on 2nd down after that last one. They need 13. The give to the tailback. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Well, this defense obviously knows they have to be able to stop the run now in the second half if they're going to win this game. And you wonder if they were able to make some tweaks and some adjustments at halftime, maybe getting some more bodies close to the line of scrimmage to give themselves a chance to come back in this game.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it past the marker. The metrics tell you so often. Go ahead. Go for it on 4th down, and it pays off there.
That just shows you the head coach's confidence in his quarterback to go out on a critical 4th down and execute.
Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. Power football with the run. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They built a comfortable lead, and Michigan is firmly in control.
Hail to the victors has been playing. This team has handled the moment, handled the game as well as any Michigan team we've seen. They know every year this will be a fight, but Michigan has brought it, and Ohio State hasn't responded.
And I think Michigan has just done a better job executing here in the second half. I love the way they've mixed in the run with the pass offensively. Defensively, they're doing a great job communicating. They're just the more locked-in team here late in the game.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude,
nothing but green ahead. Inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Ohio State. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First down here for the offense. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning this one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Michigan 42, Ohio State 35.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They'll go to the toss. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Wolverines are in the hurry-up. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. You got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
You know, you always talk about risk-reward. Gambling and going for it with the lead on fourth down right there and getting it, the reward could be winning the game. That was an unbelievable play. And how about this coaching staff putting their faith in their players to come up with the execution and make it happen?
He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. To the ground. He's got it again. Makes him talk to the hand. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff, where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Across the 25, he's got room. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Wolverine. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You've got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
The Buckeyes want to pick up the tempo. On third and short, they'll ride the running back here. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Looking downfield, it's Howard. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And that ball is picked off. He'll try to take it back. The 30. He's at the 20. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Michigan.
And that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Looking to throw, it's Howard. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. This one's complete. Smacks it with the stiff arm. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
And now on second down for this offense. The give from the gun. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would love to have some of these runs and have a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
He's got it. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And they take it in for 6 more points. The AT unit on the field. Right down the boulevard. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they closed the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today, too. They had a really good game plan coming into this one. They went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them. Or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down. This offense has been teaching a master class on fourth down. Already 4 for 4, and they'll try it again. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. And the Wolverines headed quickly to the line. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Kept It on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Takes the handoff, it's Edwards. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're testing the right side here. Can anyone catch him? He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Give to the running back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. To the ground with the back. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. Timeout called by the defense, and 15 seconds to go in this one. This field goal try to make it a 3-score game late. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try it on the ground. He didn't make it. They'll have to give up the football, and hope is still alive. They're backed up, 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. Let's see if they can create some space. Dropping back, it's Howard. Looking down the middle. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9. 2nd and 10 after the previous play. He's looking to throw. That's reeled in. It's Tate. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And after this play, the cake will be baked. He wants to throw. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. The rankings, the odds makers, everything indicated that these guys had a big hill to climb. But they climbed it, they got to the top, and they get a landmark win.
And we know coaching staffs always do a great job trying to motivate their own guys and get them ready to play a ranked opponent. But David, to me, it looked like this team just wanted it more. They came out, they were the more physical team, and they did what they had to do at the end of the day to get this win.
And how do you gain respect? You want respect. You talk about our team's a really good team. You want to build on that? You beat good teams. That's what you do. You beat ranked teams that people think a lot of. This team pulls off a ranked upset, and guess what? Now what happens? You start to maybe find your team in the ranked spot.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Buckeyes will put total leather to crank us up. Fielded in the end zone, it's Morris. He gets a block. He's got an alley. One little mistake in your kick coverage unit against this dude, and you are in a... And they were barely able to keep him from scoring. Ready to fire from the pistol. The running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time the defense called it at the perfect time. The linebacker able to make the stop on a short game.
And from the offense's perspective, that's probably making a little something out of nothing. They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32. And the Wolverines moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Really nice third down sub defense there that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up fourth.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
Well, you come out early in the game, you're trying to send a message to your team that you're confident, you believe in them to convert these fourth downs. You didn't get that one, but don't let it be a detriment moving forward. If you want to stay aggressive, be that way throughout the course of the game.
They'll throw it on first down. He's going to take a shot. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. There's so many great rivalries in college football, guys, but I think this one, because of the disdain and the excellence, sort of rises to the top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are great rivalries scattered all around this country. In-state rivalries, interconference rivalries, with great history, great pageantry.
All kinds of running room. The 20. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
I mean, what a huge game for this offense. You're always trying to find ways to get your playmakers in space. And when you create a hole like that, Palmer, good Lord, anybody's going to be able to run through it. Then he just keeps chewing up those yards and makes the big play.
He's a difference maker, David, and he gets better as the game goes on. So that's great news at this juncture to kind of rip off a big run like that. But this is a guy that builds momentum as he goes. I'd be force-feeding this guy more as the game goes on.
I think tackling is about effort most of the time. It's about how much passion, how much physicality you can bring to get your guy on the ground. Refuse not to get him on the ground. That's not a big bag. You got to get...
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. And they'll get this drive going from the 17. Looking for a gap. It's Edwards. They believe in that running game. Got 6 before he stopped at the 23. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. Yeah, it's a bit of a surge, and he's knocked down after picking up 3 to the 26. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Now looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 26. They'll try to run for it. The Wolverines pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Handoff to the single running back. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They're going to run it to the right. Ran through the tackle, and he's got room to run. He's loose. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. And the Wolverines racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
Productive 4-yard gain there on the ground as he gets it down to the 31.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Quarterback will audible. Looking to throw, it's Orji. The quick out. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. They've already failed to convert on fourth down once in the first quarter. Doesn't stop them from trying it here. And that pass is intercepted. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
The give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Here's the handoff. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
Offensive linemen love to run power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
On 3rd down, going up top. Wide open downfield. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
Defense is about learning the plays. 3rd down, what do they like to do? How do they do it? So far, the offense having a little bit of success, but the defense now, you got to figure out what they're doing.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. They'll try the left side. Plows through the defense. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. The Buckeyes are marching down the field. Gonna run it. It's Henderson. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
Yeah, the running back didn't get much here, but, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Now they're going to throw it. Using his feet to buy time. Finds his man. It's Smith. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. Dropping back, it's Howard. Good timing on the quick out. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there.
And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. And he's brought down, and his defense gets the ball back for its own.
Well, the defense does an awesome job here with their backs against the wall in their own red zone, coming away with an INT early. That could be a big game-changing type play in this game.
He'll off one deep down the left side. A full dive to haul that one in. The Wolverines will hustle to the line.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Quick strike complete. Crosses the 30. He's got away. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quick completion on the out. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one. A first down run in the red zone. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back, it's 2nd and goal from the 4. He'll run it to the right here and try to get it into the end zone. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverine. And these guys just score from anywhere out there. After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and go get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. Splits the uprights. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
And you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute that.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Scanning the field, it's Howard. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. And the Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. Wide out in motion. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. Afterburner's coming. Past the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they put points up in electrifying fashion with an 82-yard toss for 6. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. He's looking to throw. That's caught. It's Morris. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. Dances away to buy time. Caught near the sticks. It's Edwards. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Running back searching for a hole. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. To the air, it's Orji. A shot toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Michigan.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Back and forth we go on these last couple of drives, David. Everybody moving the ball.
Man, these offenses are in a rhythm. Everything they're doing right now is working. A lot of scoring. This puts a lot more pressure on your offense, Palmer, when you walk on the field.
And at this point, too, David, which defense can break serve, right? Who can get a stop? That's what it feels like is going to be the determining factor in this game.
And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. Looking for room. It's Henderson. And the ball's loose. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the first down. They'll try to get it off quickly. He locked up and held on to bring him down.
Well, that's a fortuitous bounce because we know this guy already fumbled earlier in the game, David. He's got to do a better job with 5 points of pressure on that ball.
Or he's going to be sitting on the sidelines. Coaches are not going to continue to trust.
Fires and picked off. Got room on the return. The 40. At the 20. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Wolverines. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. The give to the left. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. And that'll do it. Here in the second quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. The Wolverines will kick it away to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Ballard. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Looking for space. It's Judkins. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great feeling when the Moses parts the Red Sea and the hole opens up and you go fill it.
A third and long coming up here. Wants to throw. It's Howard. Finds the big tight end. He's off to the races. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. And the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the third. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
They think they can create space here with a run to the right. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
The The coaches told us in pregame that they love this back's mixture of speed and power. Listen, he's not the power back all the time, but he's moving so fast that it's hard to get him to the ground.
Still running at the 40. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo. On 3rd and short, the power run here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. The linebacker comes free, boom, and making the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Makes the catch past the sticks. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a 1st down on the play. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Handoff from the gun. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing?
That's a really good stop by the defense, Jesse. They need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. They'll try to get it in with the run.
You know, you're in the red zone, you bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting a run on that. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
Touchdown, Michigan! They take the lead with the 6. Getting set for the point after.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Ballard. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on the heels.
He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team if they're having this much success on the ground. It starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll leave it with him. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. The Buckeyes want to move quickly. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Nowhere to run on that when he loses 4 on the carry. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab well past the sticks. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. The Buckeyes are on the move. They'll run it from the gun. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking to pass, it's Howard. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they can't make the connection, and 3 quarters are in the books as we head to the fourth. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Takes the handoff. It's Edwards. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which...
The offense coughs it up. And they lost the ball out of bounds, and they'll lose a few yards as a result. If this were a wider field, like maybe in Canada or something, that might have been a turnover.
And they could have turned it into a rouge, eh? I mean, this was a great chance by the defense here. I just love the fact that they are flying around and trying to dislodge the football from these ball carriers.
On third down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. And the Wolverines in the hurry-up. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuff, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
They'll run it to the right side. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Running it to the right. Fighting off the defender. Oh, no, the ball popped out. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
As a defender, you love the big hits. And you know what the cherry on the sundae is? You get the big hit and force the fumble.
The give to the back. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field, because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The handoff, keep working on that clock. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. The Wolverines with the 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give. Touchdown, Wolverines! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control with this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David. So this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
Gets it across the 30 to the 31. A pickup of 5. And the Buckeyes are in the hurry up. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Short fields make successful offenses, just what they want here. Looking for a man. It's Orji. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. He's got an open man. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Michigan.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Fair catch, called for and made. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
It's 3rd down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. They'll try to bully their way for the first. At the 45 on its way. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they gets him down at the 37. 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Skips away from pressure. He'll get rid of it. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Now it's 2nd and goal. To the air, it's Howard. Steps away to find some room. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Going to the ground. On the move at the 30. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. And the Wolverines want to pick up the tempo. Trying to find his man on 1st down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He's going to take off. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. looking to move it through the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Cleescore. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. They want to throw it. The sure hands, it's Loveland. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. He wants to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Offense gets set for second down. Quarterback checking the play. Looking to throw, it's Orji. Fires to the wideout. Got him, and nobody's close. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Quarterback moving. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score. After the misfire, now on second down. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They feed him again. Headed to the end zone. And he finds his way out of bounds, real close to the goal line there, knocking on the door. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The offense set for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. He wants a big play here late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Looking to go up top on first down. Going over the top. Last pass falls incomplete, and that's going to do it. I know a lot of people thought this was going to be a blow.